After a long time, Aqua finally got their second solo songs. As we know, way back in the day, Aqua only got one set of solo songs, and we wondered if Aqua would ever get more solo songs. Muse got a lot, and Ijugaku was rolling with a bunch of solo songs, but Aqua, it didn't have any. So then, we were wondering, will they ever get a second solo song? Well, about a little over a year ago, we were graced with the fact that we would get second solo songs for these girls. And on top of that, we would get a bunch of solo mixes, and on their actual birthday, their album would release with a special MV for each individual girl. So not only did we get a bunch of new songs for these girls, we got graced with the opportunity to take a look at these special MVs to celebrate each girl's birthday. Each one has gotten their own special MV that has been animated in a different style or way as they were created by other people out there. So now we get to take a look at the opportunity to see which one do we like the best. So the way I'm going to go run through this video is I'm going to be going through each song chronological order of release, and then I'll state overall my rankings based on the song itself as well as the MV itself, and then give you a general rating of the combination of both when I say the overall experience. So let's go ahead and jump with the first song, which of course would be Chika's Never Giving Up. First up, we have Chika's Never Giving Up, which is her second solo song. This song honestly reminds me a lot of her first song, which is One More Sunshine Story. It's gentle at times, but the chorus gets some punch to it. The piano is a nice touch, and it almost got a jazz kind of feeling to it, which I actually find it pretty nice. It kind of reminds me of musicals or, Broadway's that kind of feeling. And the second chorus and verse move a lot faster, which honestly I do enjoy having that. Overall, I actually kind of like the song. I enjoyed it a good amount, more than I thought I would, especially after first listening to it. In terms of the MV, I find it very flashy, and I appreciate a lot of the visual effects. It looks nice. Though I'm still not really a huge fan of the art style chosen for Chika. It doesn't really match the rest of the video art style. Nevertheless, I think the special MV looks pretty good. The effects liven up the MV that otherwise would be a little uneventful overall. Without it, it's just, Chika walking pretty much. Honestly, the enjoyment of the MV is just mostly coming from the nice animations and visual effects. And beyond that, there's not a whole lot there. I still kind of like this whole experience. I like the song, but the MV leaves more to be desired because there isn't a whole lot happening. Next up, we have Riko's song, which is Pure Phrase, and it feels awfully similar to her previous song, which I guess I might be saying a lot, but this one really is a bit more hard for me to distinguish, as they often feel like they have a very much similar kind of theme or style here. But out of the two, I think I would prefer her first solo song more. But honestly, this song is pretty enjoyable, but it fails to impress me anywhere throughout the song. It's a lot of good, and Riko has a great voice, and this definitely matches her style. But overall, it feels a little mellow, I guess is the way to put it. And in terms of the actual MV itself, it consists of a bunch of well-drawn images that pan across from left to right. And the images, they look good. I like the art here, I like the detail, I genuinely appreciate it. But for the whole song, it's about 20 or so images put together for a whole 5-minute song, which basically means it takes about 15 seconds to pan through one image. So while I enjoy the art, when you compare this to other MVs, this honestly lacks the effort and energy put into it. And the art still looks nice, but so does a lot of the other MVs, and this one just fails to compete with those. So overall, yeah, this MV wasn't that great. So to summarize, Pure Phrase is still a decent song, even though this is towards the back of my rankings. I still like the song a decent amount. It's just I feel like the MV really holds it back for me, unfortunately, even though I find it fitting. It could also be fitting and be more interesting than it was. Next on the list is Ruby's with Cotton Candy AAO. This one is special, and honestly, it's really hard to focus just on the song itself. But sure, let's try to give it a shot. This one is extremely goofy. A zebra shows up in the song because, yes, it's loaded with Ruby cuteness, and it's honestly a bit overwhelming. It's super lively and fastly paced, and it's a catchy song. It's fun to listen to, and it certainly leaves a big impact on the listener. In terms of this MV, well, let's just say this MV puts special in the phrase special MV. And I really do mean special. Depending on who you ask, you might love or hate this special MV, and it didn't get a heck of a lot of views just for no reason. This is far from what you expect from me, or at least that's far from what I expected from Ruby. Ruby's goofy, but this is on a whole new level. The amount of crazy animations is just really ridiculous here, and there are just so many different goofy moments here, like Ruby eating Dia, or Ruby becoming a chocolate banana, or a zebra, or a planet. Honestly, things that make sense. But honestly, I find this special MV very entertaining and confusing. But man, does this special MV have a huge impact on the viewer, and when I listen to this song, I physically cannot dissociate the MV from it. The second I hear the song, I instantly have the MV pop up on my mind, and that's how impactful that special MV was. So without a doubt, this one is first place, and it's by a long shot. But in terms of overall, yeah, it's a good MV still, and it's a great experience. And honestly, I still don't think I can not give it first place, just because how much of an impact that MV has. That's the reason why I enjoy it. And I understand it's really goofy and really bizarre, but it's because of that, but it does it in a good way, that it's been my favorite experience out of all of these new special MVs. Following Ruby, we have Dia, her older sister, and her song is Perfect SEKAI. And honestly, it's a relatively solid song. I still prefer her first song, White First Love, but this is still a solid entry. It's got good vocals, as of course she always has, and I like the instrumentals that really emulate that traditional Japanese style. Overall though, it's a good song. I wouldn't go that much beyond that, and I do enjoy it, but I honestly enjoy a lot more of the other songs in this album more. For her special MV, we got something that's really special in terms of the art, because the art looks pretty stunning. I honestly really do like the style, and it almost makes me feel of like Kimetsu Yaiba or Demon Slayer. It looks good. The MV though, I feel like it could benefit a little bit more with scene selection instead of staying on a still image for a longer time, as that could help it be more entertaining, but it's still an entertaining watch nevertheless. It looks so pretty, and the visuals really work well with the song, and the style matches the visuals pretty well. There are so many moments in the MV that honestly can work pretty well as a desktop background. This MV is essentially a bunch of great backgrounds to use, but to its detriment, there can be more to an MV than just looking pretty, and I feel like this one doesn't have that edge over the others. So overall, the MV is a bit lacking in terms of, beyond looking good. So overall, it's good, I guess. I mean, I just feel like a lot of other MVs did it better. In terms of the overall experience, there's more to offer in an MV than Perfect SEKAI has. It looks pretty, sure, and if that's all you care about, then this is a great one. But beyond that, I don't know, it's kind of underwhelming overall for me. For Kanan, we have her song Motone, and this song has a very catchy rhythm that I do enjoy a good amount. It's upbeat and it's happy, and it's really fun to listen to. I think the autotune is just turned up a bit too high in this song for me, but overall I still like the song. Nana Kasuwa has songs like this in her solo career, and I like them too, so overall this is a song that I find myself enjoying more than I thought I would. Catchy, uplifting, and overall a fun song to listen to. In terms of the special MV, I'm somewhat conflicted. I'm not really a big fan of the art style for the characters again. Mostly the fact that their people was an 8. Why? But past that, honestly, it's a fun Q&B. I love seeing the animals popping up, and I like seeing all the effort and the scene selection. It feels like it can work as a genuinely like an animated PV or some sort of that, while other ones feel not quite as much because they often lack the scene selection, or it's just someone just walking across the street non-stop or something like that. I feel like this one works very well for that, and I could buy this being something that people would do a genuine release for a song. Overall, I like this one a lot. This is a little higher rated than I thought I would put it, but I think it deserves some credit here, and I generally don't give a whole lot of credit to Kanan here, but this is a decent song, and I enjoy the MV more than I thought I would. It's bright, and it really matches the style of her. So overall, great job. For the Hanamaru, we got Akogare Ranraran, and this is a good, warm feeling song. It's got a story to tell, which is very fitting for the one who reads stories all the time. I enjoy the song. It's bright and that happy voice that we know Hanamaru for. We get it, and I honestly enjoy this a lot. I honestly didn't think I was gonna like this song this much, but you know, it took me some time. But after listening for a little while, I'm enjoying this song. In terms of the special MV, this was actually done in the portrait mode, which of course is different from all the others. But you know, again, it makes sense for someone who reads stories. So honestly, I think that's a nice touch. But this one is very fun. It's cute, and I like how we get to see a lot of scenes with Hanamaru with either A, by herself, or B, with a bunch of her friends. And I just think this is a really cute one, and this one makes me appreciate Hanamaru even more. So overall, it's a good one for me. I put it, you know, third or second. I'm still really unsure if I want to put one or the other, but that's likely to change in the future. For Yo, we got Totsuzen GIRL, and honestly, pretty decent song. I wasn't as big a fan when I first listened to it, but this one I've been liking a little bit more over time. It's got a good rhythm and flow, and Chika Saito and her solo career, which is fantastic by the way, you should listen to her songs. I think she does a good job here, and this song matches her style pretty well. In terms of the special MV, it looks genuinely really nice. The art is so clean and vibrant, and the anime lyrics just look so well done. I personally would have hated to animate all those lyrics. That's a lot of work and such a pain, and that honestly was taking a lot of time to do that, so I'm probably giving this more points than it should have, because I see that, but it just looks so nice and clean. So while the song might be a little bit more underwhelming for me, I don't know, I just look at this MV and it just looks so good. But you know, that's just my personal opinion. But in terms of the overall experience, I gave it on the top half, because maybe that's mostly me focusing on the fact that I just like the way this MV looks, and maybe part of it is because it's blue and I like blue, but I just think stylistic wise, it's kind of one of my favorites, just strictly based on looks. So overall, I think this is actually a pretty good experience overall by Yo. For the second to last song, we have Shiny Races by Mari Ohara, and honestly, kind of underwhelmed here, a little almost disappointed. So let's talk about it. So first of all, Shiny Races, of course, the name, I get it, it makes sense. Mari Shiny, I appreciate that. But for some reason, I don't know, the song isn't really doing it for me. It honestly feels like this could be a song that I can enjoy, but for some reason, I'm not. The vocals are good as usual, you know, Mari's a good singer. The instruments complement her powerful voice and shiny style, but overall, I just feel like this has impressed me, at least in terms of just the song itself. Maybe I have theoretical sunglasses on, so I can't see that. In terms of the MV, visually, this looks good, but it's just Mari driving down the street in her vehicle, which is kind of like a retro Volkswagen. Yes, that's overly simplifying what's going on, but there really isn't a whole lot going on here. It's just basically a looped animation that just keeps repeating itself, but you know, it pans around here and there. But again, it looks good. The effects are top notch, but I would like to see more of Mari doing, you know, something else than driving. And I guess at one scene where she's singing into a mic, Yeah, it's shiny, and that makes sense for Mari, but this DMV honestly become the least interested in, after watching about a dozen times. It's not as interesting to watch. I know what to expect, so yeah, I kind of had to give it last place. So overall, well, I guess you can guess, I put it for last rank for both the song and MV. Therefore, yes, it was my least favorite experience overall. I don't want to say it's a bad experience. I'm not trying to bash her, the song, or an MV, because I know there are plenty of people who will enjoy this. Just for me, I'm just not seeing it here. The MV is just, I wish there was more to it. And for the song, I don't know. I don't know. I guess you can hate me for that because I don't have a great explanation. It's just, if I feel some disconnection here. But overall, I don't know, it was the least impressive overall. Last but not least, we have Yoshiko's solo song, or I guess Yohane. And overall, I could see people being underwhelmed with their song because, when you look at that album cover, you think, wow, this is going to be a Yohane solo song, and they're probably expecting something a little bit more like her first solo song in this unstable world. And yeah, I would put myself kind of in that company here. That's what I was expecting. And in this unstable world, it's not necessarily fully my style. It has a massive impact, and it really, really fits for Yohane. It's so much of that character being put into that song here. But in this case, we kind of got a little bit more of the Yoshiko side of her, which I still think is fair. And you know what? I still think it's a decent experience overall. But when you get a song that, paradoxical wings, you kind of expected, I don't know, to a little bit have more of that Yohane flair there. So I wasn't expecting this kind of style of song. This reminds me more of her solo career for her seiyuu, which I think that's fine, and she can definitely have fun singing this. This isn't what exactly I was hoping for, to be honest, but the song's not too shabby. To be completely honest, it's nice and fun to be able to hear this side of Yoshiko. In terms of the special MV, well, so first and foremost, I'm not really a fan of the art style for the characters here. I know I said that a handful of times, but overall, I like the theme of the MV here. I like how it's on a computer screen and everything's encapsulated in applications or windows. I like that a lot. I like to see that more, to be honest, once in a while. And I like seeing Yoshiko move around in the video games. I love video games, and seeing that is really fun. And I also really like seeing a lot of the outfits being shown in the MV. So there's in terms of the MV, visually, the theme I like. The style, it's okay. So overall, I don't know. I think it's in the middle of the pack in terms of the special MV, because I kind of like the style. In terms of overall song, a little underwhelmed overall, and I think a bunch of the other girls did a little better overall in terms of their experiences. So to summarize, these are my rankings depending on the song, the MV by itself, and the overall ranking, which includes looking at both the song and MV itself. So just an idea to give you how I felt about these, and of course, these are not necessarily set in stone. My opinions will likely change in the future, and of course, even if they didn't do that well overall according to everyone's opinions, they have a third solo song coming out, and Yoshiko fans, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to wait about a year again, so that's gonna be a long wait, but we'll have to look forward to that. But if you have disagreements, or if you want to tell me your rankings, of course I have a poll open as normal. Look for the link in the description to participate in this poll, where I will ask you to vote in the same 3 sections that I have. So rank 1 for being your favorite and 9 being your least favorite, and make sure you do not give a certain song multiple places, or multiple places given to multiple songs. But go ahead and vote based on the song, then vote based on just the MV itself, not looking at the audio, and then the overall combined experiences. I will also give you links to where you can watch the special MVs in full, and of course it has the full audio there as well, so you can get a great idea of how to rate these songs depending on these. But let me know what you guys think about these songs and these special MVs. Did you enjoy them? What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? Were you overjoyed? Were you disappointed? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, let me know how you just feel about these special MVs in general, and hopefully we will get another round when the third one comes out. Or maybe they won't. We'll have to see if they think it's worthwhile for it. But honestly, I think this was pretty cool to have, even though we would have to wait for the birthdays of each girl. But at least I guess this in one way makes their birthdays a little bit more special. But let me know about this in the comments below. And of course, participate in the poll if you're interested, and share with other people if you think they would be interested in that too. And of course, thank you to my supporters on the YouTube memberships. Thank you to people like CoolMax for supporting me. And of course, thank you to you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video soon.